Welcome, everyone, to Brand Damage. I got this Snapple for free today. And my trucker app. They give you free drinks once a week. I don't even like Snapple, but I took it. It's free. I'll start this one off with something that happened yesterday. Before 7 a.m., I was blocked by someone on Facebook. I was called MAGA for saying that Panthers are cats. Yeah, you heard that right. I said Panthers are cats, and I was called MAGA, the red hat guy. Does that make sense? No, it does not. It was just a post on Facebook of someone petting a panther, and the caption said "nice cat," and some idiot commented, "That is not a cat." There are people in this world who don't understand that panthers and lions and tigers and leopards and jaguars and mountain lions, and bobcats, servals, lynx, they're all cats. They're all cats. They're just different kinds of cats. But yeah, I commented. I said, it's literally a cat. That's all I said. And this is on Facebook, by the way. None of my information is shared on Facebook except for my profile picture and my cover photo. And that's about it. I don't share anything else on Facebook, with people, the public. And this person said, stick to gaming. I don't know where she assumed I was a gamer. I mean, yeah, I'll play video games, but I knew she was just throwing some dumb shit out there. So I said, yeah, I will stick to gaming, but at least I know that panthers are actually cats. And then she said, it's no surprise that you're MAGA. And then she said a whole bunch of other stuff with a bunch of emojis like a crazy person. And I don't even know what sense it made. I couldn't read it. I was about to have a stroke. Started smelling, what is it, burnt toast? So yeah, I got called MAGA for saying panthers are cats. This is what the internet's come to. In the last week, in just the last week, I've been called MAGA, I've been called fascist, I've been called racist, and a whole bunch of other stuff, usually from liberal people, for simply stating facts. And people have not people, I'm going to go ahead and just say liberals have a real issue with facts. Because this whole Charlie Kirk thing, of course, it's all over the news. And then Sunday, they had his memorial service. It wasn't his funeral. It was like a memorial service. It was like a celebration type thing for Charlie Kirk and the movement he was starting, basically. They did that in Phoenix at State Farm Arena. They had like 100,000 people there. So, safe to say, he made an impact. And, millions of followers online for Turning Point and all that now. Whether you like him or not, whether you agree with him or not. Like, I didn't agree with 75% of the stuff this guy said a lot of the time. But to deny that he had an impact is crazy. And that's what liberals are trying to do. And liberals are very much trying to twist the story to say that his shooter was conservative, one of their own. And that's why Jimmy Kimmel got fired. He's got his show back now because liberals threw a fucking hissy fit. They tried to say that it was a free speech issue. And I'm just like, you fuckers killed the guy that was exercising his free speech. The guy that just wanted to talk. You killed him because you didn't agree with him. And I think that's what, the point of this video, I think. it might be like a two-part point. Is one, the rhetoric from the left is what killed Charlie Kirk. Because before I actually looked into who Charlie Kirk was, this was within the last year or so. Before I looked into who he was, I didn't like him. I couldn't stand him. Because I was looking at little clips of him talking online and these quotes that were taken way out of context, which is, like I said, the same thing they do to Joe Rogan a lot. But one day I was like, you know what? Screw it. Actually, no, I don't think I just randomly watched one of his debates. It was when I was watching, it was either Brett Cooper. I watched liberal and conservative commenters on YouTube. So it wasn't Shoe on Head. She's liberal. But I think it was either Brett Cooper or Amala Ekpanubi, somebody like that, who mentioned this Charlie Kirk stuff and showed a full clip of a quote that I'd seen before. And if you look at what he actually says, full quotes, and what he actually talks about in his debates, these things are obviously taken way out of context to make him look like he is fascist or racist or bigoted or anti-trans or anti-LGBT. People think that he wanted gays stoned to death. That he never actually said that. He said something that was from the Bible and then elaborated on it. And that's usually what he would do. And that's usually what Joe Rogan does. But liberals would just take that completely out of context, because it's like when I say trans people, no issue with trans people. You know, I'm pro LGBT rights. They do have all the same rights as normal people. Okay? And for the most part, most of them are normal people. They're just, sexuality is different. That's it. The thing is, when it comes to trans, there is a litany of mental illnesses that are heavily associated and correlated with the trans community. Body dysmorphia, gender dysphoria, depression, anxiety, personality disorders, identity disorders. These are all part of trans not ideology, but it's ingrained in the trans movement, and they don't want to admit it. And that's all Charlie Kirk would ever say. He's like, there's a clip of him talking to a trans person at one of these debates, and the trans person seems really confused. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to handle this. And he's like, get your head checked out first. Don't go to the extremes of changing your entire life, identifying as something you're actually not, and getting surgeries and spending all this money to do something you might regret later. Get your head checked out first. It's a mental illness. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. But they get so offended. They get so offended if you say something like that. And I had to tell somebody that online yesterday about, I don't know, it was something about trans rights. And I was like, you have every right to be trans, to be whoever you want to be. But you don't have the right to demand that everyone agree with you or be like you. That's not how that works. But that was pretty much it. That's the same kind of stuff Charlie Kirk would say, and the left killed him for it. And I don't mean specifically the shooter that killed him. It is confirmed that kid was heavily leftist, and was into the trans furry community. Fucking furries. I'm not even going to talk about that one. Apparently he played furry porn video games too. I don't even, like, if you've never heard of all this stuff before, you're like, why did this guy exist? Anyway, I'm not saying trans people killed Charlie Kirk. I'm not even talking about the shooter that killed him. I'm talking about leftist rhetoric. They would take things out of context and change it to make Charlie Kirk look like an evil human being, when really he was just talking to people. He was encouraging open debate and encouraging people to fucking think for themselves, instead of lying down and letting the left and colleges and mainstream media tell them what to be mad at and how to think and how to live their lives, because that's what leftists do. They don't think for themselves anymore. They just don't. They let everyone else tell them how to think and what to be mad at. And if anyone isn't like them and does something that they wouldn't do exactly how they would do it, then they label that person a fascist or a Nazi or a racist or a bigot or some kind of phobe. That's what kills people. That's what kills people. That's what convinces people to kill people. That's what radicalizes people. You make someone think that someone is evil and they need to be killed, somebody's going to do it. So there's that. 2, what have I been seeing happen over the last week? The left is losing a lot of people. They're losing a lot of people. Because as soon as Charlie Kirk was killed, I mentioned this the day it happened. As soon as he was killed, people were online mocking him, laughing at him, doing the pose he made when he got shot, which is excessively fucked up. Again, I'm not conservative. I'm a Bernie Sanders guy. But I was seeing all of this shit, and I'm like, I don't identify with these people. And I had already left the left, but now it's like, I left it even more. I moved a little right over the last week because I saw how shitty and disgusting the left really is. I called them crazy, but now I think they're vile. I think they're disgusting human beings, and they don't understand how hypocritical and fucking retarded they are. So there's that. But what happened? Millions of people have left the left over the last week. People that were liberal, they were getting online saying, okay, I'm done. I'm not associating with these people anymore. These are vile, disgusting people. I don't want to be a part of this. And they left the left. They moved to the center, kind of where I am, or they just said, fuck it. I'm conservative now because I don't want to be liberal. I don't want to be associated with abhorrent people. And that's what it is. Not only did a lot of people move away from the left, a lot of people went back to church. Kirk was a Christian. He preached a lot of Christian views, church and God and country, all that stuff. That's just traditional conservative values. It really is. I am non-religious. I don't go to church. I haven't gone to a church since 2004. Most of my friends are still religious, though. Most of them. And they're all great people. A lot of my friends are conservative and religious. Amazing people. I've never seen them get online and mock something that happened to a liberal person. Like when these the senators, I can't remember their names, and some Democratic representatives, I can't remember if they were senators or congressmen or what. 2 of them were assassinated in their own home by some crazy conservative guy. I heard about it, but you know what I didn't see was conservative people getting online and mocking them. I didn't see that. If you saw it, okay, cool. I didn't see that. I follow liberal and conservative media, not legacy media, but like commentators. I didn't see it at all. I didn't see that at all. None. Conservative people don't do this shit. They're not childish and disgusting like that. And that's why a lot of people have left the left and moved to the right. Because they want to be around people who are actually have some class and some tact. I say that as Donald Trump actually just did a couple of dumb things. He wants Bagram Air Force Base back from Afghanistan so that China can't take it. And I'm just like, no, we'll just end up fighting the Taliban again. We don't need to do that shit. You also can't pronounce acetaminophen because RFK thinks that Tylenol is associated with autism. Man, ultimately, I look at the dumb stuff conservatives do and I laugh about it because it's crazy. Sometimes it's crazy and it's dumb and it doesn't make sense. But what liberals do oftentimes is just violent and disgusting and vile and evil, straight evil. These people preach empathy. Why did I say in a previous video? I'm fucking sick of that word because the people that say this, they have no empathy. None. The people that preach empathy, be empathetic. Be nice to people. Be kind. The second a man was assassinated on a college campus in front of 1,000 people, the second it happened, they were mocking him. Some of them were saying, don't stop there. Some of them were saying, keep going. Take out his wife and his children. When you start saying you should kill women and children for nothing, just for not believing the same things you do, you have become the very kind of person that we should be killing. I don't care if YouTube demonetizes me for that. But that's the truth, because those people are like the Nazis. Those people are like the Taliban and Al Qaeda and ISIS. Those people are like all of the communist regimes that killed their citizens for not agreeing with them. That's liberals in this country now. That's who liberals are. So they just labeled Antifa an anti or a terrorist organization, and liberals are laughing about it. Oh, we're all mad about it. Shut up. You did that to yourselves. You were the ones starting fires and attacking people. Antifa is not anti-fascist. Antifa is fascist. Liberals in this country have become fascist as fuck. They just have. These are the people that are policing speech and trying to control what anyone says or does or thinks. They want everybody to be like them. They don't want anybody to have any real diversity. They want minorities. But if you're white, then you're a problem. If you're straight, you're a problem. If you're a man, you're a problem. I tell you right now, I don't know where it goes from here. The political climate here is insane right now. But I do know, I have no delusions about this. I do know that if there was a civil war, and you really push it far enough, conservatives are not going to play around. It's going to be conservatives and moderates against liberals. That's what's going to happen, because liberals have become too extreme. They've become too extreme. They are literally calling for assassinations of anyone who's conservative now. I've seen this online. I've seen it. So they want to push it that far. I have no delusions about who would win that fight. At all. None. Because what happened in the last week has essentially caused people to say, okay, we're done. We're not going to be nice about it anymore. You keep pushing it, we're just going to start exterminating you. And that's how you start a civil war. You assassinate a prominent figure for a movement who was doing nothing wrong. You just didn't agree with him. And then you mock him. How do you think that the group that followed him is going to react? They're going to want you to pay for that. That's what liberals did. So liberals have lost a lot of their own kind over the last week because they're so fucking crazy. And they've also radicalized a lot of conservatives. So now they're going to sit there and say conservatives are violent. Well, you killed the guy that was trying to not be violent. What do you expect? The people that come after Charlie Kirk are not going to be civil. The people that come after Charlie Kirk are not going to be kind and courteous. They're not just going to disagree with you. They're going to shoot you. They're going to beat you. They're going to find you. They're going to dox you. They're going to get you fired, which is what's been happening. They're going to try to ruin your life. And liberals did that to themselves by killing a man who was just trying to talk. That's it. I'm going to go in Target and I'm going to get me some chicken noodle soup because I woke up feeling like crap today. The weather's changing. It's getting colder. That usually happens with me once it starts getting colder, especially if it happens quick like it did here this week. I'll get like a couple of days, I'll feel like crap, and then it'll be fine. So anyway, those are my thoughts of the day. What do y'all think? Is a civil war coming? Do you care? I just want to play Xbox. Y'all have a good one.